And we are joined now by Dr. Silas Lee, one of our political experts who joins us on occasions just like this one. And thanks so much for being with us.
You're welcome.
We talk about the judiciary and politics as being separate. Obviously, that's not always the case. We have elected judges. We're seeing major political players there in each of those interviews that we just saw. What are your general thoughts about what we're seeing play out on TV right now?
We have to realize that politics happens to be intersectional in the sense that it touches all aspects of society. Even though people will say they don't get involved in politics, they become victims and part of the political process by the decisions made in it. And what we see here, keep in mind, politics refers to who gets power and the ability to make policies and decisions and who may not get that power. And that relates to the agency, maintaining your independence and your freedom. Bottom line, too, is that local elected officials are elected to represent the needs and the interests of their constituents, not acquiesce to the needs of and concerns of state officials.
It's also interesting because you could say we're seeing the separation of powers in both the Louisiana and U.S. constitutions playing out right now. You have the, executive branch, you have the judicial branch checking the executive branch here. Is that what we're seeing unfold before our eyes?
It's interesting in the sense that it almost looks like a copy of retribution that we see played out nationally on a state and local level now. And that is something that can damage the perception, the confidence, and the engagement of people in the political and social processes in the state as well as nationwide. So we have to be very careful about it because it diminishes confidence and it diminishes the social trust that people have in the institutions.
Normally when we see an indictment, we see a prosecutor go to a grand jury and seek an indictment. In this situation, the grand jurors initiated this prosecution. Can you talk about that? And it is something that doesn't happen very often. It's rare.
And I caution everyone to be very careful about the word indictment. An indictment simply means that they had enough information to bring the case to court. It is not reflective of guilt or innocence. That will be determined in court. So this is not CSI or Law and Order, where in 1 hour they will have all the facts and everything will be resolved. This is going to have to play out over time. Unfortunately, that means citizens do not have a lot of patience and they want immediate answers as well as immediate resolutions to problems. And that's something that we will not see played out here immediately.
Does that take some of the politics out of it, that it started, its genesis was with a grand juror, not necessarily an elected prosecutor?
A little bit, if residents are able to separate those two. Bottom line, people hear and see indictment, and they may not recognize and understand the origins of it and all the events that led up to it.
What do you think this is going to mean? We already heard Governor Jeff Landry talk about pardoning her as soon as he could if she's convicted, like you just mentioned.
Right.
Politically, what does this all mean at the end of the day, do you think?
At the end of the day, first, we have to wait to see what the outcome of this case will be. And two, it will be an ongoing process to rebuild social trust in reference to the political process. And we have to look at a way of bringing down the temperature, separate retribution from effective governing and governance. And in Louisiana, we have so many issues, quality of life issues, threatening the survival of citizens beyond what we see happen in court today.
And so you're hoping we get back to that?
I sure hope, well, everyone does.
Yeah, you're right. All right, thanks so much, Dr. Silas Lee, as always, for joining us. And remember, you can always find the latest updates on this story on our website and our free smartphone apps on your TV or your phone.